Ahead of the 2020 presidential polls, U.S. President Donald Trump is facing impeachment proceedings. The U.S. House of Representatives is conducting public hearing into charges of Trump allegedly abusing his office for political gains in the run-up to the 2020 presidential elections. Trump has denied all charges, saying he has done nothing wrong and he wants a trial.
The investigation phase of the impeachment proceedings against U.S. President Donald Trump were wrapped up on Thursday. Sharp words were exchanged by both Democrats and Republicans. In closing remarks, House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff summed up the case brought by House Democrats and said, "This president believes he is above the law, beyond accountability."
And I think we need to consult our conscience and our constituents and decide whether that remedy is appropriate here, whether that remedy is necessary here. And as you know, notwithstanding what my colleague said, I resisted going down this path for a long time, but I will tell you why I could resist no more. And it came down to this. It came down to timing. It came down to the fact that the day after Bob Mueller testified, that Donald Trump invited Russian interference. Hey, Russia, if you're listening, come get Hillary's emails. And later that day, they tried to hack her server. The day after he testified that not only did Trump invite that interference, but that he welcomed the help in the campaign. They made full use of it. They lied about it. They obstructed the investigation into it. And all this is in his testimony and his report. The day after that, Donald Trump is back on the phone asking another nation to involve itself in another U.S. election. That says to me, this president believes he is above the law, beyond accountability. And in my view, there is nothing more dangerous than an unethical president who believes they are above the law. And I would just say to people watching here at home and around the world, in the words of my great colleague, we are better than that. Adjourned.
After the hearing, Republican Representative Jim Jordan said the hearing was not about the facts, but instead about Democrats trying to prevent Trump from winning re-election in 2020.
Look, this is, I think it's been clear from the start, this is not about the facts. We saw that yesterday. The facts are very clear. The witness yesterday, Ambassador Sondland, said unless there was an announcement of an investigation, there would be no call, no meeting, no money. And of course, the Ukrainians got the call, they got the meeting, and they got the security assistance dollars, and there never was an announcement of an investigation. So this is not about the facts. This is about, I think, what Nancy Pelosi said, the Speaker of the House said Sunday, when she said she called the President of the United States an imposter. Democrats have never got over the fact that this new guy who's never been in this town, never been in politics, this new guy came in here and has shaken this place up, and that drives them crazy. They've never accepted the will of 63 million Americans.
The final day of scheduled public testimony also saw testimonies by President Donald Trump's former Russia advisor, Fiona Hill, and David Holmes, a staffer from the U.S. Embassy in Ukraine. Once the committees running the inquiry agree the probe is complete, evidence will go to the House Judiciary Committee to consider whether to draft formal charges, known as articles of impeachment, against Trump. Democratic lawmakers say that is unlikely before the November 28 U.S. Thanksgiving Day holiday. If the full House votes to impeach Trump, the charges will go to the Republican-controlled Senate for a trial on whether to remove him from office. Few Republican senators have broken with the president. The Senate will have to decide whether to actually hold a trial or whether to quickly dismiss any charges against Trump. Bureau Report, RSTV.
Well, our next story this week is from Europe. With just 3 weeks to go for